Alright, remember early in the year I had some goals? There were actually two different videos. One was YouTube goals, and there wasn't really like an itemized list. Really the main part of that video was hitting 10 cities throughout the year, and I did that in May. Glendale, that video where I only spoke in Spanish. Glendale was the 10th city I was in this year, so did that. We'll see how many I get to. But then there was another video I filmed from the MGM parking garage with more like non-YouTube goals. They were like personal goals, and there were 6. And right now, let's flash it back. I edited that video down to about a minute to remind you of those 6 goals. 2, environmental. I mentioned in the law video about my areas of interest, some environmental things I do. So 2 goals that are environmental. 1, like I said, don't use any liners in the hotel rooms. Also in the supermarkets, in the restaurants, around the casinos, when I could help it, never use a plastic bag at checkout. So those are my 2 environmental goals. One thing related to poker is 200 hours every month, February through November, those 10 months of the year. 1 expenses related goal. Last year I spent $3,823 on food. My goal is $100 fewer per month. So $3,823 last year, 100 times 12 months of the year, $1,200. Maximum $2,623 on food this year. Daily video, of course. And I guess that was the penultimate goal. The last goal, not that this is a health or personal weight loss challenge channel or anything like that, but some amount below 225 at some point in the year. So how have I been doing? Pretty good. First one, no liners. Haven't used any. Even when my friend from Kansas was in town for March Madness weekend, he had been watching the videos. He knew I didn't want to use any of those, so he was accommodating to use like whatever the chips bags I had that we were using instead of the liners, things I already owned. Also no bags when I go to restaurants, and when I get my voucher drinks, same thing. I either carry everything or bring my own bag with me if I'm anticipating leaving with a lot of stuff. So the first 2 are looking very good. 200 hours a month of poker isn't gonna happen. It was a little ambitious. Last year, April through November, which were the full months where I had daily videos going up. So I started the channel March 16th, that was the first video. It wasn't a full month. April was the first full month, and December I was kind of done for the year with poker. So it was April through November, and I averaged, I think, 180 hours and 4 minutes per month. Definitely room for more, although that was a solid amount. This year so far, February, March, April, May, it's been about 160, 161. There has been a little time I'm dedicating to things non-poker related, other forms of income I'm trying to create, but mostly because of how rocky and how poor it's been. Just not really dying to play like, you know, 10, 12, 14-hour days when things are going as poor as they've been this year. Still in the black, of course, but just not the year that last year was, and it's a little worse, so I'm cutting some days short around the like 6, 7, 8 hour mark, not really going for like all-nighters too often. Wanted to spend maximum of $2,632 on food. That's looking pretty good. I think that average would be like in the low 2s, and so far February, March, April, May, I'm averaging $199 a month on food, so that's looking pretty good. And also my chronicle a full month of how I spend the money. I know I tell you in all my poker player expenses videos the amount. A viewer requested like an itemized list, kind of. He was wondering how I spend so little, I guess. And it's funny because that's actually the one expense like every month that goes overboard. I don't need to spend as much as I do, even when this year I'm spending $199. That's still a lot. There are ways around it, around spending that much. So I might chronicle July and show you everything I spend money on food-wise. Daily video, of course, that's been happening. And the last one was get under 225 pounds. So when the oatmeal challenge was done, if that's what I'm gonna call it from now on, in late April, I got down to 238.5. Actually haven't weighed myself too many times since then, but that's a good step. Not that I'm at 238.5 right now, but it's not a ton more to get down to 225. 13 pounds might sound like a lot to some people out there, but If I were at 238 right now and there were like thousands and thousands of dollars on the line, I mean, I could lose 13 pounds in like 5 days. So I'm confident by the end of the year I'll get down to 225. So looking good. The poker hours are taking the biggest hit this year, but all the other goals are looking good. This is kind of a mid-year update on the goals, and of course at the end of the year, towards the end of December, I'll let you know everything again. Final update of the year coming in December. And remember, rice is a spoon food.